Hello? Hi! Hello everyone, it's nice to see you. Here for another late night drawing stream. It's actually nighttime. This stream. It's 10:30 p.m. here. Just came back from dinner. New intro? What intro? Oh, Cat's listening to me again. I can see him smiling behind my screen. Oh, the little you run across the street. That's like my old what is it called? Transition. My old transition, because I think I had a different one for my winter theme, but I lost the file. It's somewhere in my Google Drive, but I'm not organized enough to find it again. So we're back to the old one. Oh, that was nothing fancy. It was like a image sliding past. Hello, Raberry. Wow, there's more like sprouting flowers now. Hello. Hi, Snova. Today I am drawing Miko from Genshin. HJ Senpai, thank you so much for 10 months. Thank you. I wish Genshin came out like a few years earlier, and then I definitely would have played it if it came out when I was in high school. But instead, I just draw their pretty girls instead of actually playing the game. No, thank you, Rope Banu. Hi, Sailor Miko. Yeah, these fingers were looking a bit off. I think that's better. Merge it down. I have a week until I fly out. Wow, exciting. Until you're gonna be all the way across the world. I think I'll finally be visiting New Zealand soon. Sometime in April. I think I'll go back for a bit. I heard I have to declare any valuables above 10k. I wonder if customs will check if I show it on my pants. Excuse me, Snowball? What are you putting down your pants? I think like for the valuables above 10k, they only care if you bought it. It's not like if you own it. It's more for like checking if you're buying stuff to resell, is what the border people told me. But I guess it doesn't hurt to just tick it anyway and just tell them. Is it visiting if you're returning home? Oh, where is my home now? I've been floating around. Can't wear drip to the airport. What do you guys wear to the airport? You know, like I tried wearing like shitty clothes to the airport because someone recommended to me. Not shitty, like comfy, but like ugly, comfy ugly clothes to the airport. But it didn't feel good. I feel like it makes people treat you less nice than if you dress up. And I think I have a nicer experience if people are nicer to me. I've been watching a VOD lately and I have one question. I'm drawing my VTuber model, but I'm having trouble with inking. How do I do outlines? I'm actually not much of a line artist, but I think you should turn stabilization off and practice like doing long, like confident strokes. Just don't do what people call like chicken scratches. You know, like when you first start drawing and you try to draw a curve, something people often do is like they do this and it becomes hairy instead of doing like one confident stroke. And the nice thing about digital art is if you don't like it, just do it again. Keep doing it until it looks how you want it to look. Will inking be okay? It's my normal style for rigging. Wait, inking for rigging? I'm not sure what you mean. No, thank you, Orosin. Oh god, accidentally zoomed in. Oh my goodness. Oh, my Tor box is stuck, I think. Sometimes the Tor box gets stuck and like it makes it think that I'm holding down a random key when I'm not. And then weird things happen and I have to unplug it and replug. I don't think redacted redacted will ever agree to fly with me first class, because that's literally a few holidays for one plane ticket. Indeed. I do think first class is a bit extra unless you have like tons of fuck you money. But I think first class is, I mean, it's better to go first class than private jet, you know? If those are the options. This is for creative purposes. With the number of souls you currently eaten, how large can you get? I have no limit. I can become super thick. As thick as the universe if I keep consuming. Gee, I'm talking about private jet. I just said to not take a private jet. Oh god, Sia. This cat doesn't listen to me. Hello, Hazel. Stunt is here. Did I miss? Oh, hey Stunt. I was saying that flying first class is better than private jet. Just ethically? But Cat is taking it differently. How much larger do you get per soul? Depends how thick your soul is. Do you play Genshin? I don't. I must stay away from Genshin. Actually, to be honest, like lately, I've just not been very into games. Maybe the only game I've been playing in the past like half year is League of Legends. I played a little bit of Age of Empires with Kat and anything else. Oh, Puyo Puyo Tetris. But I haven't been playing like gachas or story games or whatever else. Not League of Legends. But I only play like custom games or 5-man ARAMs. I don't play with no randos. I would play Genshin if I were... How old am I now? I'm 23. If I were like 8 years younger. There was a time where I downloaded an emulator on my phone so that I could run a gacha game in the background while I was doing other things. Ah, the grind. I donated too much subs, my bank account is frozen. Wait, really? So now I'm unsubbed and I can't use the emojis? I think I can give subs somehow. I've never tried gifting a sub to a specific person. Have I? Oh! Stop! Thank you so much for gifting a sub to Cat. Now Cat can use his own emotes. Oh, I've only uploaded one, but maybe I should upload the other ones. You can pet yourself. It's so nice to see you stream. You inspired me to do art back in 2019. And I've had several commissions and other works. Oh god, what is wrong with my reading? And other stuff in the works because of you. No, it's all because of you. But I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you for coming by and sending a lovely message. But yeah, it's all thanks to your own hard work. Good job. Hi, Ayak. I give stun, he give back. Yeah, it is all a Ponzi. You give subs. Oh well, you sub to your friends sub to you, but Twitch takes 50% each time. Thank you, Ishimori. Is Genshin gameplay? Is it fun? Full pause! Thank you so much for gifting 10 good subs. Thank you so much. Thank you. So many, oh my goodness. That reminds me, I won a giant paw at the arcade just before I started stream. A giant purple cat paw. It only took 2 tries. And then I thought about it and I feel like the arcade is like a... It's kind of like the casino, but for girls. It's fun. Stiff Chris, hello! Thank you so much for 8 months. Happy you could catch a stream. Is the casino for guys? It's mostly guys, right? I feel like whenever I've watched in on some poker games, it's like 90% dudes. It's fun until you have to slave away at dailies. What are dailies? Do you just like grind the same quiz for progress? Is there a secret to the claw machines? I never went those. One thing you can do is like you can put the claw above the thing you want, and then you shake the claw around to jiggle it into the right position. But besides that, yeah, I think it is like it randomly can be tighter. So maybe it's just luck. But the last time we went to a crane machine, we managed to get a plushie too the other day. Daily commissions. You get requests from people up to go kill things. Ah, full pause. Oh my goodness. What are you doing? 6 months in advance. Thank you so much for subbing. Hope you enjoy the emotes. I should add the rest of CL emotes on. Actually, I'll do that now. It doesn't take long. I'll add the nom one because I think it's on this computer. I'm not sure about the rest. Emotes. Oh, I can make follower. I can do follower emotes. Okay. I'll upload some follower emotes. You guys can nom. Cat nom. Cat nom. Wait, oh my god. What's with the resize? No, actually, I think it looks okay. Upload. Cat nom is uploaded. Do I have the other one somewhere? Oh, I have the thinking one. Oh, I have the blush. I'll upload the blush. Cat blush. Nice. Okay. Successfully added. So I think you guys can use it very soon. Oh, thank you so much for the hype train. I just noticed. Thank you for the level 4 hype train. Choo-choo. Anytime, huge fan of your art. Oh, thank you so much. Hello, Nutty. Nice to see you again. I wish I had the funds to sub to multiple people at once. You gotta save some funds for yourself. Treat yourself. How powerful is your telekinesis? Very, 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 very powerful. How long have you been working on this piece already? I think just a few hours. When did I start it? I started it today. Maybe, yeah, a couple hours. I haven't really done much. It was just like some quick sketch. This thing. And then I colored it. Oh goodness. Okay. The sketch, and then base colors, and some background. But yeah, I'm trying to be faster. Trying to be, cause sometimes I get too focused on little details, and it doesn't necessarily make the image look any more appealing. So I'm trying to work on that. I like the pose, thank you. I think I've gotten a little better at drawing hands and wrists lately. Happy. I don't know if I want to add a detail here. Let me see. Do I want... I remember the knees from a previous stream. Yes. But no regrets for those knees. Those were some good knees. Okay, let me put this on a new layer. And then make this lighten. No, darken. Thank you, Sherry Pop. I got classes coming up. See you, just something. Good luck with your classes. How do you choose the angle pose of your pieces? This one was, I don't know, I was just like, I want to draw her face mostly facing forward, and then the hands just came, they just popped into my head. I don't know. And then my hands moved and it became this pose I honestly didn't put too much thought into. I think if you struggle to like think of poses, maybe look at some more pictures of whatever type of pose you're wanting, and it can like help you build up a visual library in your head to pick things from. Yeah, as you can see, I've clearly observed many a cute girl making cute poses. I like Pinterest, or if you're ever in Japan, they have these really nice like reference books that are straight up just for drawing from. Like they have a lot of very specific reference books. Like one of the ones that I picked up is Schoolgirls Fighting. So it's a bunch of, well, I don't know if they're schoolgirls, but it's like sailor uniform girls fighting each other. Are you still in Oz? Yes, I am right now. See, I don't know if I want this. Oh yeah, maybe that. Maybe gradient. Gradient, not bad. Down Under, yes. Could you please tell us what we should search to find those books to buy? Oh, you've tried to look for them before in Japan. I've seen them in like multiple bookstores. I think Kinokuniya might have some occasionally as well. What to look for? Let me see if I can like quickly Google something. Oh, yeah, I think I found it. It's like this stuff. Oh, yeah, it's this. I will link Amazon. Oh, it might be really long, but let's see. If you look in like the customers who viewed this item also viewed, you'll see a bunch of other similar books. If you want to see some on Pinterest, people have actually uploaded it like here, for example. There's a bunch of pages uploaded. Oh, and a little bit of not safe for work warning. They do have like a few nude reference pose books. Thank you, Not Never. Wondering how to go about this. Let me detail the face a bit more. I guess you don't use these action references a lot though. Most of your pieces have more subtle poses. Yeah, I actually don't use them a lot. I've bought them, but the amount of times I've used them probably could count on one hand. It's mostly like the inconvenient part is like having to open a book at the same time as looking at your screen, and then you need like good lighting to see the book properly, but good lighting makes it hard to see your screen. But it's like good inspo, and I don't know, nice to have if you ever need. I guess I just haven't drawn that much fighting. What's your favorite brush for coloring? I just use it's like a G pen, but with pressure with opacity. I'm always so indecisive about style. Always want to draw different ways. Ah, the struggle. Might not have different styles. I think I kind of do, since I like to just draw however I feel like at any given moment, but it makes it like a little bit tough because like certain techniques that will work for one style won't look good if you mix it with techniques from another style. So sometimes you do need to like pick something and commit like per illustration. The chin too big. Hey Hanchi! Newton, thank you so much for subbing. His face is looking kind of odd. I think the proportions before made more sense. Just make the lips bigger. This is where the same face syndrome comes from. Well, there's also the fact that sometimes, like, you just find one face really pretty, and it's like the epitome of what you want to draw, so you just keep drawing it. I don't think same face syndrome is actually a bad thing. You paint line and those other color parts in the same layer. Yes, I do. I don't line art separately. Well, sometimes I try, but I suck at line art, so it doesn't work out. Do you use blend modes a lot? Yeah, I use a lot at the end, or like right after I've put base colors. I like to use a linear burn for shading, sometimes overlay or soft light to brighten everything up. You're here. Snova was here earlier. What's the hardest thing you practice? Maybe like one sec. Is this the right word? Like draftsmanship? Like basically lining and sketching. I'm more of a painter. I practice painting a lot more than just drawing. So I'm better at placing colors down, forming shapes, rather than using lines to create pretty pictures. Is this the kind of music you listen to while drawing off stream too? I normally don't listen to music while drawing. Sometimes I listen to a true crime podcast, or I'll play like a TV show in the background, or I just listen to nothing. That's an option too. Shotgun, thank you so much for subbing for 28 months. Wow, you're a full-fledged flower in bloom. One of the few. Hi, Mupi. I really appreciate how open you are and how willing you are to answer questions. You could probably charge hundreds for lessons. No, I am no good at teaching. I'm happy to answer questions though, if you guys have any. But I feel like teaching is its own skill, and then I also feel like I'm like not good enough at art to be teaching. Although sometimes I like look back and think on some past art teachers I have, and I don't think they're very very good at teaching. So maybe I'm putting the standard too high. I used to charge, well, I used to give out some tutorials on Patreon, but I think, yeah, I don't know, I feel like I just didn't have a huge passion for making tutorials. I like streaming because it's like more casual and I don't have to put so much effort into compiling information and making it look nice. Or like video editing, for example. It is kind of like admin work just to create the teaching material, and that part I'm lazy with. But since this is just talking, like answering questions, it's much easier for me. I bought one of those tutorials. It was nice as an introduction to your style of anime art. Oh, I hope it was helpful. Newton, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Why is there a red line here? Did I mean for it to go out like this? Yeah, I think so. Oh, interpreting my own miss. That's what this part of the drawing stage is. The drawing process. Figuring out what I have put down. I think this is on the inner arm. And then it connects like here. And then she has a... I want to make this pot lighter. Oh gosh. Yeah, that works. And then add the little medallion thing. Do you still make time lapses in your Patreon, or you stopped? I've stopped. at the moment. Yeah, I don't know. It got kind of inconvenient. It makes my file sizes really big, and then my Clip Studio becomes kind of laggy, I think. Actually, I don't know if it makes Clip laggy, but it's just like really, really, really big file size each time. Like 4-5 gigabytes. You could probably resume Patreon for like personal pieces which you work on now. Yeah, I could probably turn it into like a high-res file dispenser. Did you ever feel like your art wasn't good enough? I heard a lot of artists feel that way. Oh, I feel like that like all the time. Yeah, I don't know. I never feel good enough, which is why I'm always practicing. Do you have any tips on balancing studying the basics versus drawing what you like? You can do both. You can draw what you like and also choose something to practice at the same time. Like, for example, you want to practice your anatomy, draw your like favorite character, but make their anatomy really nice. That kind of thing. Matching colors, my brain can only comprehend monochromes. Comprehending monochromes is actually... Oh, you mean like you can only comprehend if you see something that's black and white. Comprehending color... It takes like a bit of experimentation, or you can go the color theory path. It's like either. Some people get really deep into color theory, and yeah, they're just really good with learning and putting into action what they've learned. There are like good books out there for that. There's that famous one called like Color and Lighting, and it has like a dinosaur bird on the front. Otherwise, some people just like learn it intuitively just by practicing. Like you try out different colors together and see what looks nice. And you just keep trying until you find some palettes that you enjoy. Yeah, the book that Ayuk wrote is correct, is what I was referring to. Did you find it useful? My roommate, one of my previous roommates, had it, but I never actually read it. I'm more of like intuitive. I've like learned some color theory. There's this one YouTuber called Marco Bucci. I'm not sure if that's how you say his name. It's like Bucci. He's a really good painter and art teacher. Yeah, he makes very good painting videos. I recommend checking them out. I've learned a lot from him. Oh, but yeah, let me show you this graph. These. And I'll show you why like artists are forever in pain. This thing. I like to bring this up. It's basically it's saying like your skill at making art goes up, but your skill at seeing or evaluating art also goes up. It's like lagging behind a little, and that's when you feel good. When your tastes are less good than your ability. But then eventually it catches up and it goes past your skill at making art, and that's when you feel really bad. That's when you feel like you suck, even if your ability has overall improved. And it's like an endless cycle, which is why no matter what, you feel like shit. Like every now and then. Sometimes you feel really good, but you always go back. You always go back to feeling like you're not good enough. But it's not because you actually didn't improve. You did improve, but so did your tastes. Your tastes evolved with you. Hi, emergency food. Emergency food? Me? You calling me emergency food? Do you know of any artists that are exceptions to this? Pretty much like all artists that I've spoken to have felt this or like relate to it. I think people have like different ways of dealing with it though. For example, for me, when I feel really bad about my art, I just like use that to fuel me into practicing more, and it makes me wanna draw better. And sometimes I get like really focused on trying to draw something that looks really good. I know that sometimes in other people, it might just give them an art block and they'll just like not want to draw for however long. So it just exhibits itself differently in people. But I think everyone kind of feels it one way or the other. Did you start streaming as a VTuber? No, actually I started streaming in like 2017. And back then, I used to just stream without a camera, without a mic. I would just type and chat. And then slowly over the years, I like added a mic, added a camera. I used to stream with a camera on. And then in 2020, was that the VTuber boom? Yes, 2020, I think. Mid 2020? Oh my goodness, it's been so long. Like a year and a half ago, I became a VTuber. Do you think that mindset could trap artists into only practicing and forgetting to draw what they want to draw? That mindset could trap artists into only practicing and forgetting to draw what they want to draw. No, I think it kind of depends on the person. Like I end up wanting to practice, but I'll still draw things that I want to draw because I know that I'm happiest drawing like things that I want to draw. In other words, like pretty girls most of the time. I'm pretty happy drawing pretty girls and I can just draw them forever. So I don't draw like boring things like you know, squares and like pyramids and circles and shape them and shit. I just draw pretty girls. Aju, hello. Thank you so much for 19 months. Thank you, thank you. Hi, this is the first time I managed to catch one of your streams. I first found you on YouTube, and you, along with some other VTubers I tend to watch, have motivated me to become a VTuber myself, and I've been working on my own model for a few days now. Oh, nice! I hope it goes well. Gamba. Hard at work. Making a VTuber model is tough work, but you can do it. Excited for you. I got trapped in practicing mode, but with time you find what you like. Yeah, I guess sometimes there's this maybe like I think some artists, they worry too much about being ready to do something. I guess it can be a bit daunting. Like maybe you get really comfortable doing just studies, but you're kind of scared to try draw your own original work because you haven't done that before, that kind of thing. What's your take on passion? And how important is it for art? I've known some pretty good artists who end up just working in art because that's the one thing like they got good at. And they see art as like a means to an end rather than what they are really passionate about, and I think that doesn't make them like lesser of an artist. I've always been like for art making money. Some people, they like to argue this thing about like, you know, true artists not making like true art being made when money isn't involved, that kind of BS. I think like realistically, many people, they kind of like you need to live, right? And living requires money. So I think it'd be quite sad to discount people who do art to live. Do you think those people who only view it as a job will go through the stages on the graph that you showed? I think like you can still be self-critical. It depends like how... I guess it depends how focused you are on improving that aspect of your life. Sometimes you reach a stage where you can do the job that you need to do and you don't need to be self-critical, and you have other things that you care about in your life more. Like, I don't know, what do people care about later in life? Like family and stuff. Family, friends. It sounds kind of sad. It's like I'm implying that artists don't care about family and friends. But, you know, some people, they just, like, they pour themselves entirely into family and friends. And other people, they pour themselves into career, but it doesn't mean they don't value family and friends. It's like priorities. What color do I want to make this? You might be less inclined to improve if you're not as passionate. I know I stopped caring about improving my graphic design skill after I got it good enough to hold a drop down. Yeah, that's what I meant. And then there's also people with like lots of passion but no drive, which is an interesting mix. Like they'll keep talking about how they want to do big things, but they can't make themselves do it. And then there's people who have like little passion, but they can make themselves do things. People come in all forms. Who's Dom Toretto? True artist gone, get to the bag to keep making art. I want my own render farm and my ideal setup costs 1 million. Oh goodness. Yeah, art can actually get pretty pricey to get into. Hello Yuzukez. Your cat animation was so cute. Will you make more? I do want to make more. I do. I'm happy you enjoyed it. I want to make like a bunch of clips and then combine into a short animation. I thought about doing so many things. I just feel like I don't have the time for any of it. But at the same time, I'm not doing anything else. Oh no. I think if you really want to do stuff, just start small, like really small. And then you slowly get used to like having an idea, actually going through with it, and having a finished product. And then slowly you just get into a habit of actually completing things. But start like really tiny is my advice to people who struggle with I guess getting things done. Like sometimes people ask me how I can draw for so long. I think it's straight up just habit. Over time, I've drawn more and more, and I'm just used to like, I put in this much time, I get a result. Is it important to draw every day? No, but it isn't like, you know, putting time in is important, and drawing every day helps with that. But you don't necessarily have to draw every day. But if you can draw every day, you know, that's gonna help you get good at like anything. As long as you're actually trying to actively improve yourself. There's like drawing to improve yourself, and there's drawing but staying stagnant. Is that how you say the word? Because you can't just draw like the same thing over and over and call it a day. And you don't really get any better from doing that. So you do have to be like actively thinking about what you can improve on and where your goal lies. Like skipping a day will set you back 3 days or something. No, I don't think that'll happen with art. But I think it's always good to like get into a habit of doing something a lot. Is it important to have fun drawing? Yes, I think so. If you don't have fun drawing and you want to get really good at it, I don't know, you're either like a masochist or you just get burnt out. I try to keep in mind that I should start small, but then I get self-conscious that I'm not trying hard enough. Oh no. That's a rough hole to be in. Be kind to yourself. Let yourself start small. Everyone starts small. You gotta start somewhere. Starting small is better than like not doing anything forever. And if you don't start, you're just gonna keep not doing things forever. Hello, Drawn. Starting digital art, what do you recommend to get on a low budget or minimum requirements to have at least? I think you need like a decent amount computer to handle the software. I'm not sure what the requirements are, but honestly, it's like, you know, it's 2020, you want a good computer. It just makes your life better if you're an internet dweller. Invest in yourself and get a good setup. I think for art tablet, if you're starting out, you can either get like a... I actually used the Wacom Bamboo Fun for a long time and I thought that was really good. I don't think they sell it anymore. They have like other small tablets now that are like the equivalent. I like Wacom. I think they deliver a bit more like that extra quality assurance. Although occasionally I've heard people have like really bad horror stories with their support, but I think you kind of roll the dice with that no matter what tablet you buy. But if you want like a display tablet for cheaper, I think go with like Huion or XP Pen. Those are quite good. But otherwise, like starting with the non-display tablet can actually be pretty good, especially if you're not used to drawing on a display tablet and you don't have like a setup to hoist the screen up. It can be quite hard on your back and neck because you end up like looking down. You really do need to invest quite a bit into your setup to make it ergonomic if you go for a screen tablet. Whereas if you just get like a non-screen, you can just put it down and look up at your other screen as normal. And it's better for your back and neck and health. Is Huion a good brand? In my experience, I rate it like on par with XP Pen. They're both pretty good. Probably just choose like either XP Pen or Huion, whichever one is more convenient to get in your country. And whichever one has like, I don't know, maybe like support in case any technical problems happen in your country. Yeah. If you have to like choose between the two, it saves you some headache. Oh, iPad is also really good. iPad versus Cintiq, the main thing is just like drawing space. Real estate. Yeah. If you want like a bigger, or like if you want to draw really detailed art, I think Cintiq's a bit better. But it's just like so clunky and very not portable. Whereas iPad is good if you ever want to draw like on the go, outside, if you like going to like, I don't know, a cafe or like a park or something. I don't know if you guys go outside. Imagine going outside. iPad's really good for that. I've enjoyed drawing on iPad a lot. I think also people who are traditional artists, they can convert to an iPad quite easily because it feels kind of similar, and Procreate is just such a good program. Oh my goodness. Procreate is amazing and they still update it. Clip Studio on the iPad is also pretty good. It's like a little bit less made for touchscreen, but has a lot of functionality. Have you seen Belle? I have not. I want to though. Yeah, I should watch that actually. Belle. Let me see if it's like available online yet. I think it's still in the cinemas. Yeah, maybe I'll go watch it in the cinema. It looked so pretty and I feel like it's quite relevant. The trailer looked like it's about like VTubers. Can't believe I only followed you on Twitch. Now I've been subscribed to you on YouTube. Oh, thank you for following me. Thank you, Nico Pigu. Missed your streams. Have you been doing okay? I've been doing well. Thank you, Shisa. I've been happily loitering around, going between like US and Oceania. What tools do you use? I am using Clip Studio Paint. Thank you, Shinobi. Any help with lighting? The piece for this piece, the lighting is really good. It's like I like the thing with lighting is I think you need like an understanding of volume and shapes. Like you want to know in general how shading works, and then after that break it apart, break the rules and make the shading look nice. It sounds like I'm saying like draw the wrist of the owl. But yeah, instead of focusing on like how to do really realistic shading, I like to just focus on making nice shapes. Like this is not how lighting would look if this was like a realistic portrait of Miko and the sunlight was like here. But I just think like this and this, I think it looks pretty, so that's why I do it. But if it was realistic, it'd probably look more like, I don't know, maybe this whole part would be shaded too. And like here would be shaded, here. Which actually looks okay, but I want it to look like whatever I think is pretty. And you can figure out what looks pretty just by drawing more. Like trying it out. The room tour is legit. I really like the view. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed the video. Do you have any tips for beginner artists? I think the main tip for everyone is just to like not stop. Persistence is key for getting into any skill-based hobby. Yeah. Just gotta keep going. Maybe I can make this part darker. Know the rules and then break them with style. Yeah, basically. It's why a lot of like painters, even like Picasso, they learn like realism. If you look at some of his early paintings, they learn all the foundations and then break it apart and find their own style afterwards. But I don't think there's like necessarily one way for everyone to learn, because I don't know, everyone's just kind of different in how they process information. Kind of like in high school, right? Everyone learns differently. There's like visual learners, oral learners, people who just learn by doing, people who like theory. Do you have a reference for the background? Yeah, I do actually. I just have some random photos of cherry blossoms. Why is Ara Ara unavailable? I've turned them off for now. Oh my god, imagine doing Ara Ara while my cat's listening. Right in front of me. I might turn it on again someday. Find a use for all your points. Have you ever tried sculpting? Yeah, I have actually, but not a lot. Like with actual clay, maybe only a few times. I've sculpted like 3D models before. Because I had to do that for uni. I did 1 year of 3D animation, 1 year of game art, and it was all 3D. Sometimes people ask me if I like went to school for art. I mean, I went to like art related subjects, courses, but I wouldn't say they contributed to my illustration skill. Past Journey Farewell, thank you so much for subbing for 4 months. Thank you. Have you ever thought of doing a critique redeem for our points? I've considered doing like, I don't know, maybe like a critique session someday. But that goes back to like my point about how I feel like, oh my god, I'm just not good enough an art teacher. What if I set you guys off in the wrong direction and you like learn bad things from me that you have to unlearn later, and you come back and like shit talk me. Oh my god, how could UA do this to me? She made me draw like this and then I spent 5 years to undo it. But yeah, I feel unqualified. But then again, a lot of people, like if they're coming to me, they're probably wondering how to draw somewhat similar to me, I'd assume. And in that case, you know, I can help with that, since I guess I kind of know how to draw like me. If anyone's gonna teach how to draw like me, I should be able to, right? Oh, she has some black stripes, I just realized. Need some black stripes here. For real though, your model is so cute. Oh, thank you so much, Jicom. Thank you, thank you. Don't worry, it never gets old. Yes, keep it coming. Sometimes people on YouTube ask me why I'm so inactive. They're like the only reason that I keep posting on YouTube. People actually thinking of me. Oh. But mainly it's because like I worry I say some random shit on stream that'll get me cancelled in like, I don't know, in 5 years. When someone's so insanely bored and spend too much time on the internet that they want to dig through all my stream archives and look for shit that I say to clip. Actually, that's something I worried a lot about, like just streaming in general initially. Saying random shit. But yeah, uploading on YouTube just makes it like that much more permanent, you know? I'm slowly learning that it's just gonna happen to anyone with a certain amount of following, and the best way to deal with it is just not engaging. But sometimes I'm bad at not engaging because, oh my goodness, people really know how to press your buttons. Hi Ophelia. I need some water. That's why I'm so afraid of posting art online. Oh, like being ripped apart by internet people. To be honest, for the most part, no one is that like, what is it like? Oh, I don't know the word. I don't know. Like most people don't just randomly find budding artists to shit on in their free time. Yeah, critical and like negatively critical, toxic. Generally it happens like once you get some more attention online, and then you'll get people who think you shouldn't have that attention, and that's when you get angry people after you and like critical people. Yeah, people are a lot more critical about like things you do, what you say. Like your opinion starts to matter more in their eyes because you have a certain amount of following. It's weird because like one moment you're just this random account online posting your art, and then another, or like sometimes sharing about your life, just being like a normal social media account posting whatever shit you want, and then another moment people actually like care about everything you say. It's a interesting transition that I see many creators face. They have to get used to. Get used to people actually being very critical about everything. Hi, Saipolo. That is pretty sad. It's just the way of the internet, the way of Twitter. But I mean, it's like the price for having a lot of people who support and do like whatever you're putting out. So it's important to focus on that instead. So should Twitter be avoided? No, I think Twitter is like a good place for growth. It has a big audience. But you maybe want to consider like how much time you spend on Twitter. Sometimes just wait. Let me bring up this great image. This one right here. I love like coming back to this image all the time. It's a very accurate depiction of just life. Sometimes just logging off and going outside is what you need. Until you're ready to face the flames again. Or you can also like make a side account. I think a lot of people make like a side account just to be more themselves. Oh yeah, mute and block are your friends. Use them. Are redeems disabled forever? Sounds so sad. No, I think I'll enable them again someday. Someday, perhaps. But I have no ETA for this. Lately, I've just been more focused on art, so I just want to have a comfortable drawing experience. Yeah. Nice, I think it's looking a bit better. Better shapes. Any tips on a first timer doing digital painting? I guess like just play around. Yeah, get a feel for the different tools. See if there are any brushes in particular that you like. What kind of colors you like to work with. What different functionality there is of the software that you're using. Yeah, just don't be like afraid of any of the tools. See what they will do and see which you can integrate into your process. Like, don't be afraid to get messy. Get in there. I think sometimes people are like intimidated because drawing software, it has so much like shit going on, which can make it kind of scary to use for the first time. So I recommend just touching everything. Put those grubby fingers everywhere. Or not grubby. Wash your hands. Wash your hands first. Put those clean fingers everywhere. What am I even saying? Do you think you do any non-art streams soon? Not anytime soon. I like low-key want to try out Elden Ring, but it might be a while before I can stream games. Maybe once I have like a better setup. When I have like a actual desktop. Yes, nice sanitized finger. Put them everywhere. You're using a laptop? Yeah, I'm streaming from a laptop right now. It's held up pretty well. I am impressed. It's the laptop that MSI gave me for our collab. The Creator Z16. That you'll see me mention in the setup video on YouTube. What happened to your PC? I'm like away from home right now. I'm in Sydney. So I don't have a PC. I've just been like traveling a bit. Laptop that doesn't lag when streaming? Yeah, it's doing quite good. I thought it might not hold up because I tried like screen sharing on Discord some time ago, and Clip Studio ended up like lagging and I couldn't draw. But for streaming, at least short stream so far, it's held up. Oh my god, what? Why are like Genshin stuff so complicated? So complicated. Wait. Well, they're not as complicated as Final Fantasy, at least. Final Fantasy still on another tier of complexity, but many artists draw them because Final Fantasy players get so many commissions. Have you moved to Oz permanently, or are you still stuck there because of New Zealand rules? I'm in Sydney because New Zealand doesn't currently let people back who aren't a citizen. I'm a New Zealand citizen, but my cat isn't. CL isn't. So yeah, we're in Sydney for a while. I was in North America for a bit, but my like visa waiver thing ran out because I was there for 3 months. You need your cat to be a citizen. Yeah, he needs to be a citizen. For now, or I think in May, that's when people who have like the visa, who's from a visa waiver country like the US can get into New Zealand. Yeah, cat doesn't have a visa. Poor cat. How long are you separated from Cat? Oh, he's with me right now. Yeah, we've been together for a while. We were separated for like a month and a half. Is it mostly for OCs, like the avatars? Yeah, it's for the avatars. How do you choose colors? Make up your color palette? It's kind of just like with experimentation, you get to know which kind of colors you like to use. What is your laptop spec? I am not sure, but I think you can Google it. Creator Z16. It's like I'm advertising for them. Why does border stuff have to be so complicated? Indeed. Sydney, Rin, parent house, where? We're in a hotel at the moment. Your laptop is better than my new PC. My laptop's better than my PC too, actually, like specs wise. But like heat wise, the laptop gets really hot while I'm streaming, so I think that's where the limitation, where it reaches its limits. Maybe I need like a fan stand thing. Might help. Oh yeah, I should buy one. Forgot. Do I like those highlights? No, thank you, Bloob. Thank you, Usagi. Your VTuber model seems like it takes quite a lot of processing power. Yeah, I think running VTube Studio instantly like makes the fans come into motion. You know, like you can hear it instantly power up. What's your cat's name? My cat's name is CL. Oh, wait, which cat? My black cat is called March. My actual cat is called March. The one right now with you is the black one? No, the one right now with me is this guy. Nice. Looking okay. I might adjust this part a bit and show some leg, show some more leg. And then this part comes down here around the leg. And you can see some leg. Yeah. Yeah, I think that looks good, shape-wise. Nice. Clean it up a bit. What stage do you use linear burn? I use linear burn after I have the base colors. Like, where did my line art go? Oh, oh wait. I had this. Yeah. So I have this. And then I add the linear burn for the shadow. And then I paint on top. What's the difference between using filters versus just painting the shadows in? Painting the shadows in is more like traditional painting. Filters, it's really just like a style choice. I like how the filter changes the color for the shadow. Yeah, like digital art has layers. It's kind of just convenient to have a new layer that can make everything I paint on it like this much darker. But you can also like paint it traditionally if you want. It's all just like tools. See, like using layer mode as another tool in your toolbox. See ya, Shaz later. Every time I see you live, I'm just happy. Oh, I'm happy you're here. Thank you for coming by. My cat I named Miku. Oh, it sounds so cute. Hi, Cupid. Nice to see you. I thought about that, the cat, the automatic cat litter box you recommended today while I was walking. It's such an interesting piece of technology. Oh, there's this litter box, like for context, there's this like litter box that Cupid sent me, and like your cat goes in it like that, you know, leaves a little poop in the litter box, and then this thing, it has like holes in it or something, and like it flips the poop, and all the sand like drains out, and then the poop goes into a bag, and then you have a clean litter box again, and you don't have to like clean it every time your cat uses it, I think. It was so interesting. I didn't know they exist. High tech. I was saying how it's like more high tech than our toilets. I saw your art, Lucia. It's so cute. The 5-second video. Oh, thank you. I'm happy you liked it. I was looking through Sky's YouTube and I saw your winter model on one of the vids he did with you. So, oh, thank you. Happy you like it. Brian did an amazing job rigging it. Do you have any other pets? No, I just have a cat. Can you see the sketch of this drawing? Yeah, sure. It's pretty bad. I spent like very little time on my sketch. Ta-dum! Like, what even is going on here? What is this? What is this mess? Here you can kind of see something happening. No idea what that is. Looks like a crumpled piece of paper. Yeah. I just like going to the color. I should kind of like how the colors flow when the sleeve comes forward and blocks it. Did you make your background panels and stuff like the chat and border around your stream? No, so Wanda Penguin did the CSS for my chat, and the design is done by T Kapati on Twitter. I think I have the credits down in the description if you want to find them. They both work under Freyref now, which is like a studio sort of more like a guild where they work on stuff together for streamers and VTubers. Thank you so much, Mr. McFunkadon. Thank you, Jen Esteban. I wonder if you guys can use the the nom yet. Can you use the nom emote? I activated it. I mean, I added it a while ago. Maybe if I refresh. It should be available to followers. Is the nom up? Oh yes, that nom. The cat nom. Nom 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 nom. Oh, I just realized she has some black on her sleeves. Whoopsies. Michael, hello. Thank you so much for subbing for 23 months. Thank you for gracing my stream with your presence. Hello, Michael. I hope you've been well. How long has this piece taken you so far? It's taken the duration of the stream, which is 2 hours and maybe like an hour or two before the stream. So not too long actually so far. 4 or 5 hours. I'm pretty sure I started the stream and it just looked like this. Maybe maybe with like a little bit more rendering. Or maybe it's like this. Yeah, I think it looks like this. Now I've added some more things. Nice. I think I like this workflow. And I like the result. For once. Wow, I wish I was that fast. I'm fast sometimes. Other times I'm like dying. Like sometimes you just work on something for so many hours and it'll just keep looking bad and it just feels bad. And then occasionally you draw something quickly and it looks okay and you feel a bit better about yourself. Whatever happened to the small black and white dogger model you rigged? I enjoyed that stream. Oh, I haven't downloaded it to this laptop. I think it's in my drive somewhere. I just need to find it. I was thinking about bringing it back today, but maybe another stream. I've been enjoying bringing back original Chai. I think I missed her a little bit. I like appreciating like Brian's rigging of the hair. It's just so bouncy and 3D. Like damn, look at that. I could be in a shampoo commercial. Do you play Genshin Impact? No, I'm a fake fan. I do not play. I just appreciate the cute girls. One time I uploaded a drawing and someone asked me if I play Genshin Impact in the comments, and then I said I don't play Genshin Impact. And then like an hour or two later I see this tweet on my feed, and they're like talking about how they don't understand how people draw Genshin Impact characters without playing the game. Because Genshin characters are so detailed, it has to be like a passion thing. And I felt so called out. Was it a coincidence? Was it? Were they talking about me? Probably just a coincidence, but yeah. Do you play games or just mostly art? I used to stream games, but right now, since I don't have like a desktop setup, I'm streaming from a laptop. I haven't been streaming games. And also, like, recently I've been on the art grind. I feel like I suck. I suck at drawing. I need to get better. So I haven't been playing too many games. Just being focused on drawing and getting better. I often get distracted from playing games by drawing. Like sometimes I really want to finish a game, like for example Hollow Knight, but then I just end up drawing instead. Sometimes I justify it to myself a bit and be like, I'm playing this game for inspiration. This game is gonna inspire me to draw even better. That's why I'm playing it. That's why I need to finish it. I used to do that a lot. Like, just justify everything as improving my art. Like, hell yeah, I'm going Japan because it inspires me to draw. It kind of works these days because you can write stuff off as a business cost by relating everything to art. I actually do take a lot of photos everywhere I go though, and I put it in my like Google Photos as a backup. And then Google Photos, like the AI is kind of insane. So anytime I need like a picture, like a photo of a tree that I've taken, I just search tree and it comes up with the photo. It's great. Very handy. I still remember you played the horror game, the crazy doctor being chased. I forgot the name. For some reason I was gonna say Overcooked, but I think it's Outlast. Yeah, Outlast. I think that's the only one I played like that. Hi Miski. Good night Sailor Miko. Do you sell your art at cons like Australia Smash? I applied for Smash. If I get in, I'll probably sell there this year. Do you think art skills get worse without practice? If you play too many games for too long? I don't think so. I guess you can get like a bit rusty. Maybe like, you know, get back into the flow. Yeah, but I don't think like your knowledge of art lessens. Yeah. I mean, maybe if you like not draw for like a very long period, then maybe. Because some part of art is like, I guess, muscle memory, and I guess that can weaken if you don't draw often. Do I want to add more shading to the face? Let me try it. I think actually might look better. Yeah. With more shading. I mean, do you get like rusty from games if you don't play in a long time? I guess you would, also depending on how long it's been since you've played. But you probably retain like a base amount of skill. Or like if you're just good at games in general, you probably get used to the same kind of patterns that appear in games. Because I feel like I know some people who play games and their skill from one game like transfers to many other games often, or like they can pick up games quite quickly. Chai Latte, thank you so much for 19 months. Hello. Is it too late to start drawing at early mid-20s? Every artist on Twitter I see is very young. It kind of demotivates me. No, I don't think so. I don't think it's too late. I don't know, a lot of the artists I look up to, they started drawing in like, well, sometimes they started drawing a bit earlier, but they start taking it more seriously in uni, like uni age. I think that's because like before my generation, digital art was like very new. Like digital art hasn't been around for that long, so there's a lot of really good artists out there who started pretty late in their lives. Actually, I don't know. Flat face. This flat. Yeah, I think I like this flat. People who are younger than me and greater at art motivates me, but it's not. I don't think it should stop you from pursuing things you want to do. Like, for example, singing. I used to not sing at all. When I was younger, I was like too shy. I was too shy to even sing at karaoke with friends. But then only in recent years have I started to sing more and actually really enjoy karaoke. Even though like I suck at it, probably because I started late. But it's still just fun. Don't let that anxiety stop you from trying new things. I like trying lots of new things. Last year I started ice skating lessons, and my friend organized like dance classes for our friend circle. We would learn random K-pop dances together. It was like a lot of things outside of my comfort zone since I'm not good at them, but it's fun to learn things and feel yourself improve. Would you ever consider making a self-published art book to sell at cons? I'm actually trying to make an art book right now. I'm just waiting on my friend to finish compiling it. Yeah, it's gonna have like my artwork from 2017 to 2021. I always like to have this gap here, but I think maybe this one I'm just gonna have a smile. Nice. Hello, Polypop! Hi, Crispy Papa! So you decided to go for the more realistic face shadow? Yeah! It's still like not that realistic, but I just thought it looked better. Yeah. You, hello! Thank you so much for the raid! Welcome! Hope you had a lovely stream. Nom 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 nom, you is here. Is it okay to not draw every day? Yes, it is okay to not draw every day. Clea! Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome. I hope you had a lovely stream. Were you two like streaming together? This timing. Oddly suspicious. Hello. Hope you guys have been well. Hope you had a fun stream. But yeah, it's okay to not draw every day, but obviously, like, you know, the more hours you accrue, the better. But pointless hours won't necessarily make you a better artist either. That you have to be like focused on getting better. Focused hours of improvement. Being self-critical and having a goal. All important things. Actually, I wanna might save this and also save a copy. Oh wait, let's make sure I got the right layer. This, then undo. Okay. What kind of goals do you recommend? Generally I like to think about like where I want my art style to be and like which aspects I'm lacking to be at that point. So I break it down into like, it's usually like foundations, like where I want to be. Maybe my coloring isn't good enough, my understanding of form or anatomy or something, and then I just try to practice one of these little parts. Yeah, I find it easier to just practice like one part at a time, and then you can feel yourself getting better at those aspects, and slowly making your way forward. It's kind of like in games, you know, when you practice something, you have an experience bar, and that's how you know you're making progress. If you break things down, you can see your progress more easily, and I find that's why it's good to have a goal in mind. Oh, thank you, Taryn. I'm not too sure if I'm shooting for something too complicated or not. Usually my goal is kind of vague. It's like creating, for the most part of like the past few years, my goal was just getting better at art, whichever way my taste took me. How does one practice coloring? There's like a number of ways depending what you feel like. There's like color studies. Like you can try copy a photograph just for practice. Yeah, you either copy the colors directly or like change them up a little bit. See how you can make it look pretty, whichever way you think looks pretty. Or you can grab a photo and an artist you like, and you can try apply the artist style to that photo. That's a good way of like practicing stylized coloring. What I used to do in the past is like I grab artist work that I like and I use an eyedropper and I just drag the eyedropper all over the picture, and I look at the color wheel and I kind of just look at what type of colors they pick for different things. It's like in the shadow, they pick colors from this range on the color wheel and square. In the light, they pick colors from here. So I might try pick similar colors for lighting and shadow, and see if I can make that look pretty too. Are these layers empty? I've been spending some time learning color theory and shadow and reflective lighting. Somehow I'm still dissatisfied, but I suppose I just lack experience. Yeah, sometimes you just need to play around. Keep trying different combinations of color. Like sometimes you can learn all the theory you want, but you still need to like put it in practice and put some time into that. But you'll feel the progress. Don't worry. You're making good progress. Making steps forward. Like learning color theory will definitely help you. If you're someone who likes to learn theory. But I don't think you necessarily have to learn color theory to be good with colors either. Some people just like playing around with colors until they get some colors that look nice together, and then they just keep doing that. They just have an eye and a feel for it. Whereas other people, they want to like know how everything works, and that's the way they understand how to apply things. Oh my god, I feel like I've talked a lot this stream. Whew, getting tired. Hi, Akiara. How long has today's stream been? What's 1 a.m. now? I just want to hint the face line here. I don't want it to be sharp. Might add some shadow here, just to show that the finger is touching the face. I think I'll make it a bit lighter. Nice. Maybe I'll just not have a nostril. One nostril. One nostril. Two nostril. One nostril. 1.5 nostril. Nice. 1.5 nostril. You always stream without her coughing non-stop. Yes, I have recovered. No more coughing. I tend to like cough once a year for a month. Maybe I damaged my lungs or something. Play Genshin Impact? No, unfortunately, I'm a fake. I do not play Genshin Impact, I just appreciate the pretty designs. I had that as well, but I got an ear purifier, which helped. Really? Maybe I'll try that. Yeah, I was planning to buy an air purifier, but then I left New Zealand for a while. I love the miko you draw. Is it available as a print or something? Well, since I'm still drawing it, no. It's not available as a print yet, but it probably will be. I'm happy you like it. Oh, after you're done. Yeah, it'll probably be available after I'm done. Thank you, Cat Kick. How much time you draw? For this piece or like in general? Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge, everyone, learning new things. So many hardworking people there to share experience. It's very nice. Oh, thank you, Uri. I am happy if any of my random ramblings help anyone. I want to make this softer. So yeah, good night. I'm probably gonna head off soon to see a Skoomer. Thanks for coming by. One thing I adore watching is that I can see the progress. Seen some artists that seem nothing happened while streaming. Then I see the finished piece on Insta. Oh god, I draw so slowly sometimes though. But I'm happy that you can see some progress happening. I feel like I also like get distracted by chat pretty easily. What brushes do you use? I use the G pen and G pen with pressure with opacity on, mostly. Nothing too fancy. Sometimes I use like other brushes. I like to recommend Cloisius brushes. But I don't use textured brushes that much. And I feel like, yeah, it's more just about finding brushes that suit you. Brianna, thank you so much for subbing with Prime. Your icon's very pretty. Oh, thank you so much. But yeah, mostly just G-pin. I've been using this lining pin recently that I like. I don't know what it is. It's called Sada pin. It's just like a pin that when you draw quickly it goes thinner, and when you draw slowly it's kind of fatter. Yeah. I like the feel. Pretty strangely, even though this feels kind of like off to me, it looks kind of nice. Like the face proportions. Yeah, maybe it's okay actually. I'll just paint from this. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop here for today because it's getting late. It's like 1:30 a.m. Oh no, Ice the area. Thank you so much for joining my stream. I'm so sorry. I'm off to bed. Gotta catch some sleep. I think we made good progress today. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I'll send you off now. Let me find someone to rate who's streaming tonight. We can go see Omachi. It's been a while. What's Omachi up to? I think Omachi is drawing maybe another VTuber? Yeah, okay. Omachi is a live 2D rigger and artist. He can do it all. He just has really positive vibes. I think he streams like every day at a certain time. Very nice. Go take care of him. Say hi. I will see you next time. Get ready to raid. Right? Bye bye.